here I am going to make another Adam of Language video. So I'm just going to make sure. Sitting for praying. Don't want the American products as much. They also do that. Bad. Say Mexico listens to that. The sound of nature. Said Mexico will stop it, they won't do that. They're afraid of it. They don't care what they eat. And they said, what you said is true. You need to get to their head. So, talking about finding a flow musician, I guess, in their country. Fix the sounds of nature, because it'll happen there too. Same thing. It was saying, we don't care because I don't see them outside of my window. Talking about the pigs and the meat, the cows and stuff. I said, pray for Mexico. And then I said, I know they won't care. And I'm talking about the birds. And as much when they eat the other stuff. And people for a moment were like, get off me. Because the birds are like impossible to get away from. We're always sharing light and sound with them. They're really cute, and they'll always affect our brains to a degree that people don't know. They are kind of asleep to it, and they're kind of scared to face it. Like they're listening, we don't want to stop drinking. And I said, no, we know it's our problem. And I said, I'll help our friend. And I meant making sure there's not anything bad in the martini or whatever. And I said, that wasn't Mexico. I put something in somebody's drink. And I said, enough of doing that for Mexico. We don't care. You're illegal. And I said, well, no. Isn't that interesting? So, oh, I should have got coffee out here. From here. I'm doing a lot better. Oh my god. Should have said more coffee. I said, I was wrong. The other brand was a Mexican coffee. And I said, stop spreading the story where they don't know. They're scared of me spreading it with the wrong kinds of people in Mexico that would take advantage of my knowledge and then take somebody's partner or wake up somebody's partner in a way that they would leave. And I said, I don't care. It was like to that guy, about that guy, the guy taking my knowledge. It's not your story. but you just know there's another side of Mexico. Don't be a dumbass. He was asking me not to support them. True. It's kind of talking about the sex industry and for families. And then I was saying, you don't need to run away. I don't need to run away. They would trust me once they knew who I was. I would let you sleep alone with her. I wouldn't do that just so that they don't have to trip out. But I am a trustworthy knight, as if there was such a thing in history. Careful of that, because I'm sending that guilt trip. It's not necessarily true, though, because of what's found in that word. Because, at one point in history, they kind of tried to give them special rights for the air element found in the word, kind of. What a big line. That is a big line. Happens basically just measuring the appendix, and it was just saying it's for the story for their friend, which would be in their past life, and it's not here. Wow, see, that's crazy. And now just found the best one, and I said, why don't you come back? Cool. Yeah, I totally want to do that. A dime! I found a dime! Ah, man. I need some money. Some real money. It was asking me to reserve some of the requests for the left side. I said, it's because the real reason is they don't want to speak Spanish. They get frustrated and they don't want to have to learn another language. So nice. And it's really far in the distance, but still happening to me. I'm saying, they won't even care about Mexico. And they say, well, we know what happened here, in a way that was like, it upsets them when other Mexicans are illegal. That a lot of it's Americans' fault because they keep asking for it. Very true. Fireworks? Got any fireworks? You guys got the special hookups? Napoleon Diamond. Pedro, you guys got the sweet hookups? You got the fireworks? They got more than fireworks, Napoleon. What about the powder that you blow on it and it turns into tar and you get stuck and it kills you? People keep asking them for that stuff. Of an atom of language experience. Now, all the languages that I come across that come from humanity do this to me. It's very weird, but I mean, it's not like it would be because of what lives inside of us, I believe now. And it seems that I've been able to make contact with whatever it is that knows that it's guilty for using us, even to the point of killing us or whatever, for bad bacteria or whatever. I know I've made contact with it in a way that it was like, we understand and we'll try to be better so that you can improve the process of what the host goes through when it dies. Like, it was letting me know it would time things for me more so that I could change things more for the host. And I mean everything that's bigger than bad bacteria. Okay, I have a lot of work to do. Do, you know, when I go dancing, because it's not something that they want the public to know about, because it will give them the wrong impression. They'll assume that me and my partner are inviting them into their bed and all this other ridiculous stuff because of just, well, part of them will like want it, but they don't actually want it. They just want to think about it, if that makes sense. So it's not something to take seriously when they are actually timing things in a way that's like, I want that. So gotta be careful of that, because it is more like just, oh, well, I just thought that you were like this because of the way that you look. And then so Clark Kent, when he's addressing the world as a reporter, he looks normal there, and he's hiding his real identity. And so Clark is also the name that has represented, I've had neighbors that are named Clark. It has represented an older brother that messed up first because he was the oldest one or something like that. And so it has represented, like, don't be in denial, don't pretend to them that you're perfect and that was how you achieved what you achieved. The reality was opposite. Humanity was timing things so that I wouldn't kill myself because of messing up or whatever with whatever I did, which was very normal things that everybody did in my time, you know. But some of these things, people, they'll like cue it up so that they don't have to face it. Something even just as embarrassing as like being a child and just wanting to know what the opposite sex looks like, and so like trying to spy on people. I did that, but I didn't have the courage once I actually got to somewhere where I could actually do it. And that is really makes me lucky right there. But I'm not going to pretend that I'm better than people that actually did it. You know? So, there's that. Kent is kind of like, why should I like Palm Bee, you know? That word, in a way. Because the letter K starts with a poem, and then letter E is huh, and then it's loving with the letter N, and then the letter T is gifting, which, you know, I'm doing right now with this. The Joann's Fabrics cut, I'm surprised by the timing, but not that surprised, because somebody who may have known about me may have seen the tremendous opportunity and went like, wow, I want to start something new that follows this guy more, because that's going to be the big opportunity that everybody wants to follow. I'm not sure how real that is or whatever, but it's possible. It's possible somebody contacted them and was like, hey, I'll help you close down your business. You know, because of knowing that I was gonna come out. I don't know if that's true, but you know what's funny? My friend Amber Johan, her name actually has that. Because it was like, at the time I couldn't afford anything better, but it was coming from her parents wanting it, the pre-death funeral or whatever. I think more than the pre-death funeral, they want to be able to meet their spouse in their memories. And it's about like wanting to know about my ring story, which I'm honestly pretty far from ready when it comes to sharing it. I have to go through like all of the songs and make them actual songs. I feel like I have to do that with all of my music from the beginning. I'm far from satisfied. It's not even real music in the minds of people, because they know that I hadn't practiced at a lonely waterfall or whatever. So, yeah. So, I have to make actual songs and stuff like that confidently. And, you know, I'm just so used to wolves in the way of, like, making fun of people or whatever. I'm just so used to judgment coming from critics that I knew how to make what I made that is very real right now with how it is right now, that you'll like it the more that you hear it. At first, it's just like the person will probably think, you don't have to turn it off, but can we listen to something else? It's more like that. Like, it's inviting, but it's not like, I'm better than this, you know? And then if the person pretty much has to go there on their own more. But that's not really true, because I don't know how I can not do that as a human being. I'm forced to call this location the best if I'm going to exist in space. That's my job. And that's everybody's job if you're going to be living in space somewhere. They're supposed to do that. But how do I do it without becoming one of those selfish clocks, you know? That's kind of found in my name, the name The Untitled. Because found in it is untitled. But when I came up with the name, I was very young, and I thought about just making something where I wasn't getting credit for it. And I thought the music was actually coming from the listener. I didn't really understand, though, when I came up with that, how real it actually is. And it will seem like Aries in my head because I responded to so many people. But the thing is they haven't even heard it yet. It's very confusing to try to understand that.